It's the story of a legend. The legend lives in Sports Illustrated. Call now.
Robbie Stadium in Miami, the United States and the Commonwealth of Independent States in a scoreless tie. Today's game is presented by American Airlines, the airline that is proud to be selected the official carrier of the United States World Cup team. American Airlines, something special in the air. Also brought to you by Adidas Equipment, the best of Adidas. Everything that is essential and nothing that is not. And by Sprint. Sprint has a better way for all your telecommunication needs. Randy Hahn and Matt Barr back live with you up in the booth here at Joe Robbie. And Matt, somewhat as we expected, first half that lacked a little bit of rhythm.
It certainly did. The heart was there, the physical conditioning was there, but the passes were off. They were rusty, and it showed. They just weren't making crisp passes, and they were putting up a lot of bad passes that put their defense in trouble.
Well, when we come back, we're going to see a team with a lot of rhythm. We're going to look back and reflect on the amazing Women's World Championship by the United States this past November in China. Back in Miami with that in a moment.
It happens every morning in London, Paris, and Madrid. In Munich, Manchester, Zurich, and Brussels. In Glasgow, Stockholm, Frankfurt, and Milan. As the new day arrives, so do we. American Airlines, with more non-stops to Europe from across the U.S. than any other airline. American Airlines, something special to Europe.
Equipment, a new line of performance footwear.
It was just another Saturday afternoon until those old guys came out of the woods with axes. Just when we thought it couldn't get any weirder, it did. They even brought their own music.
Awesome! Hey, fellas, how about a cold bud?
A bud?
Obviously, we thought alike.
Oh, that's cold.
Can't get enough of America's first World Cup? You will in Soccer America. How about our national team and the Olympics? Soccer America delivers.
I've been reading Soccer America ever since I went head-to-head against Pelé back in the 70s. I like Soccer America because it profiles personalities. It reports on the pro, college, women's, and international scenes, and focuses on the very pulse of soccer in America.
Call toll-free to learn more about Soccer America, the USA's only national soccer weekly. 18 issues, just $19.94. Call 1-800-453-6500 now.
Welcome back to Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. It's halftime between the United States and the Commonwealth of Independent States. 1991 was a tremendous year for American soccer. The men's team had their best year ever. Our men's Olympic team continued their successful preparation for the upcoming Summer Games in Barcelona, but nobody outperformed our women. The United States won the first ever FIFA World Women's Championship of Soccer in China. This past Thursday, they were officially recognized for that accomplishment at none other than the White House. President Bush welcoming the Women's World Championship winning team. April Heinrichs playing a little head tennis with President Bush. It truly was a finale to a great performance by our women, who are #1 in the world. Let's reflect back on their tremendous accomplishments in China.
Jennings to the middle. Her shot. She scores! Karen Jennings! Here's April Heinrich. One-on-one, going left side, the shot. She scores! Stahl avoids one tackle attempt. Her shot. She scores! She scores!
Henderson crosses in front, fisted out of there by Hall. Rebound, Stahl, she scores! The goal! Michallik Stahl! 5 goals on the evening.
Unbelievable.
Wakeman, and it is 3-1. Nice ball ahead for Karen. He's leaving us.
Our ambition was to get here. Our ambition actually isn't finished yet. Our ambition is to win this thing. So, frankly, we'll be disappointed if we don't come out the winner. So, yes, we're happy to be here, but being here is not enough. We've got an aggressive group of personalities, and they're going to go after it.
Air superiority in both ends of the field. The United States team has in the offensive third. Norway has it in their offensive third. There we get to see Michallik Stahl go while she is. Here we get to see the free kick simply launched high in the air. Plenty of time for players defensively as well as the goalkeeper to come out and get it. She comes out but then stops.
Michallik Stahl may have just won a world championship for the United States. And look at that bench. They sense it. That may be enough.
I was just waiting for our break. I knew we were going to get a goal because I knew our team is so gutsy that we weren't going to give up. So I had no doubt.
We offer our congratulations to the American women. What they single-handedly did for credibility of American soccer internationally can't be easily measured. We'll have highlights of the first half of this game when we come back. You're watching the World Series of Soccer on Sports Channel.
When you plan to ski Squaw Valley, plan to stay at Squaw Valley Inn. Perfectly situated just a few feet from the tram, you'll stay in a beautifully appointed guest room or suite. Squaw Valley Inn was designed for a pre-ski with a lap pool, hot spas, 2 terrific restaurants, and a festive happy hour. Ski Squaw and ski more runs when you stay at Squaw Valley Inn. The parking lot, ski rack, and bumper-to-bumper traffic will be a distant memory. Call 1-800-323-ROOM for reservations.
Make this the winter you learn to ski better with tips and techniques from ski's top teaching pros. Found in this all-new Ski Better Now video, yours free. Call this toll-free number today, and Ski Magazine will send you this video free with your paid subscription of only $11.94. Enjoy a full season of Ski Magazine, America's top-rated magazine for skiers. Beginner or expert, reach new levels of ability. Call today to get Ski Magazine, plus your free video, and Ski Better Now.
Play a guessing game. Which brands did Consumer Reports rate the best? General Electric, Maytag, or Whirlpool? Isuzu Rodeo or Jeep Cherokee? Zenith, Sony, or RCA? Guessing games are fun, but when you really need to know the brands to buy, you don't want to play games. You want facts. And that's what you'll get when you call for your free trial issue of Consumer Reports.
Every month, Consumer Reports tests and rates products by brand name. Gives you all the pros and cons, including the price we paid. Call for your free trial issue now. If you like it, you'll get 11 more issues, including our famous auto issue and the 1993 buying guide issue, all for just $22. Or write cancel on the bill and owe nothing. You'll also get our current 1992 buying guide issue and the new medicine show absolutely free.
So join the more than 5 million Consumer Reports subscribers who never play guessing games when they shop. Call for your free trial issue now.
Call 1-800-841-0300.
Welcome back to Miami. It's halftime between the United States and the Commonwealth of Independent States. Time now for the Budweiser Halftime Report, brought to you by the King of Beers. Nothing beats a Bud. Randy Hahn along with Matt Barr back upstairs here at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. A first half that featured no goals, but a number of opportunities. Tony Meola coming up with a save early.
Yeah, here Tony shows why he's a good reaction keeper, because it's not a difficult save, but he has to react immediately to it or it's going in.
The Commonwealth of Independent States coming on a little bit stronger after an early portion dominated by the United States. One of their scoring opportunities here in the first half is number 8 for the CIS. Pятnicki with the ball at the edge of the penalty area, playing it back in on a give and go that wound up this way.
Again, now he hits this over the net. We couldn't tell whether it was deflected by anybody, but it was a good scoring opportunity for the Commonwealth.
United States with a couple of opportunities in the opening 45 minutes of play. Eric Wynalda did a lot of hard work up front, and this was one opportunity to materialize for him.
Well, this is what shows a good forward, winning the ball up in the air and then putting it on target. Now, this was, of course, wide, but that's what Eric has to come up with, winning that ball in the air.
And this has been the Budweiser Halftime Report, brought to you by the King of Beers. Nothing beats a Bud. And the players making their way back out onto the field now. There are the CIS players in their primarily white uniforms coming out for the second half here at Joe Robbie in Miami. There's a look at Timo Liakoski, assistant coach for the USA. I'm sure an interesting conversation at halftime in the USA dressing room between Bora Milutinovic, the head coach of the USA, and his players. Rick Davis with us as well tonight, working down on the field. Rick, what kind of things do you think Bora and the coaching staff were talking about with the players at the half?
Well, Randy, if his mannerisms say much about what it was he was going to say to the players, he left the field a couple minutes before the game actually finished at halftime. I think he's a little bit disappointed in the way that they're playing, in the context that they're playing with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy, certainly a lot of individual work, as Matt mentioned before, but not enough as a team, not enough linking one another and making good, solid, quick transitional plays.
There's a look at our referee again, and he is Raul Dominguez from Fort Lauderdale. The linesmen this evening are Joe Michna from Hollywood, Florida, and Bob Heilman from Bradenton, Florida. So an all-Floridian officiating crew, and a lot of people on hand here from the South Florida area. This game was really supported well by Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties, all kind of rallying around this game here and supporting this as a World Cup site. And I think, gentlemen, you'll both agree with me that this would be a wonderful World Cup venue, and quite possibly it would be in line for, if not the final, a semifinal game.
You're right there, Randy. This is a wonderful place to play. It's such a big field and a good atmosphere because there's really not a bad seat in the house.
And there's, we're only guessing, approximately between 20 and 25,000 on hand here tonight. They had talked going into the game about a pre-sale of over 20,000 tickets for this game here. And we are underway now with the second half as the United States in the blue defends the goal to our right and attacks right to left. But right now it's the Commonwealth of Independent States on the ball. Number 6 on this side, Mandreco, playing it over to Cveiba. Taken in the air by Henderson and knocked back down to the middle for John Doyle. Here's Fernando Clavijo to center. And he'll play it up for Michallik. Acosta also in the vicinity, but taken away by Chadadze. Mandreco back through the middle, crossed by Hlestov over to the far side. This is Чернышов. They'll quickly play it up for number 15, Lediakov. And that'll roll out. And we'll wait for an indication, and it will be goal kick for Tony Meola as it touched the CIS player last. Here's Brian Quinn now for the United States. Trying to pick out if there have been any substitutions for the USA, and at this point, maybe one on the far side there. Is that Bruce Murray?
No, Randy, actually Bruce Savage.
Bruce Savage, I should say.
You got your Bruces right,
yeah.
But Savage is the one that came in. He was actually warming up right at the end of the first half. Bora, being the proverbial teacher, was talking to him, obviously with the intent of bringing him into the game, and he in fact did that at halftime.
So Savage comes into the lineup for Desmond Armstrong, and that appears to be the only change that Milutinovic has made coming into the second half. Now it's Brian Quinn with the ball for the USA. Bruce Murray is out of the game if you joined us late. He was red carded in the USA's last game prior to this back in November, and under rules, a red card in addition to an immediate ejection also results in a one-game suspension, and Murray is serving that tonight.
The Commonwealth has also made a substitution. You mentioned it already, Randy, and Lediakov. He's come in to try to shore up the midfield and maybe make something happen, because certainly both teams have been frustrated by not having their passes on target.
There's Savage winning a ball, gets it back now from Henderson. Bruce Savage, and you talk about a homecoming from nearby Hollywood, Florida, crossing it into the box. He looked for Wynalda. It's rejected back out again for a throw-in. There's Bruce, a veteran of the indoor wars in Baltimore. Many of our viewers from that area have Maryland and the D.C. area will know Bruce from his play with the Blast. Now a key member of the defense for the national team. This is Kiryakov, who was active for the CIS in the first half of play. Pushed ahead. This is Sergeyev. Short ball played back as the United States has everyone but Wynalda back defensively behind the ball. This is Cveiba. Cveiba from the World Cup team in Italy, and a nice turn and then a blast that hit Marcelo Balboa flush in the side of the head. He's all right as Kinnear tries to win the ball, loses it again. John Doyle using his size there to fend off the attacking player. Brian Quinn hesitating with it. It's taken away. We're seeing a little more of a high-pressure game now from the Commonwealth players. And there's a hard tackle by Clavijo, sending Pятницкий down to the field. And we'll have a free kick or checked out a throw-in now for the CIS.
Randy, one of the reasons why I think Brian appears to be being a little bit off form in his game this evening is that as a playmaker, a player that distributes the ball, you need people to run off of you. And it seems like they're not just sinking correctly. The runs are coming a little bit late, therefore he gets caught as he did just a moment ago, as we get to see a foul out on the field a moment ago when he was trying to play the ball forward.
Clavijo fouling Mandreco. And now they'll bring this free kick back to about the 30-yard out spot. Side. Headed down by Jorge Acosta. Over to the left wing side now. And cross back over for Cveiba. Quinn with it again, this time playing the safe ball out to Bruce Savage. Savage ahead to Wynalda. Wynalda pushing it back to for Quinn. He had Acosta there, but Jorge had moved off of Hlestov, trying to get away from him, and the pass went to the Commonwealth player instead. Scoreless tie. We're live at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. We've played about 5 minutes here in the second half. After the last one here, this is Kiryakov and a shot handled by Tony Meola. Michallik, one touch back to Kinnear. Good pressure again as Cveiba knocks it away. Mandreco to the left side. Shot, let go from there, blocked by Kinnear. Quinn after the loose ball. Now looks, based on the lineup out there, Matt, that the substitution was Lediakov for Чернышев, the speedy second division forward we were talking about, who I guess wasn't quite speedy enough in the first half, at least by Shobits, the CIS coach wanted to have a look at someone else. There's Eric Wynalda. There's Savage getting set to throw it in.
Well, Чернышев showed some speed, but he also showed that he wasn't really controlling the ball that well, and he was losing it a lot. So, of course, Ishevitz puts in Lediakov to try to get more control of that ball.
Commonwealth with the ball. Cveiba. From the middle, the pass by Hlestov. This is Lediakov, and it goes out. Check that, it was Kuznetsov that it went off. Or Savage, rather, and Kuznetsov will throw it in. You see some of the areas around the field here under construction as we look at Bora Milutinovic. There are a number of construction projects going on here, not the least of which is preparing for Major League Baseball here in South Florida. Florida Marlins set to take the field in the 1993 Major League Baseball season, and they're doing things here like building dugouts and warning tracks and getting this stadium configured for baseball as well as for NFL and World Cup soccer. Truly a multi-purpose facility here in South Florida. They've got a great stadium. The USA chant comes from the large crowd here in Miami again. There's a look at the dugout in progress. You see it is a dugout dug below the surface of the field. To the United States in midfield. No score as Clavijo will knock it back toward his own goal for Balboa. And the crowd a little frustrated here at times, as I guess we are, with the lack of offensive creativity by the United States, as this continues to be one of those nights where everybody's trying to get their legs back after somewhat of a long off season, 2 months. Some of these players were playing indoor during that time. Many of them weren't. The team has been assembled here in South Florida, some of them as early as January 8th. The majority of them have been here since the 12th for a training camp to try and get some of that rhythm back. Perhaps they'll find it here in the second half as John Doyle makes a run up the right side. Doyle pushing it up for Wynalda, or Henderson rather, and his cross goes out of play, and it'll be a goal kick for the CIS. We're in the second half, live at Joe Robbie Stadium, no score, and we'll be back in a moment.
Most guys kick back on the weekends. Jack, on the other hand, good. So how do you feel?
Ready to rock and roll.
Only one beer has the taste as genuine as the people who drink it. Budweiser.
Tomorrow,
we're sleeping in.
Come on, Taffy. Let's go find Daddy. Hi. I like the
Who's coming? With a Coke for Daddy. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Daddy.
Ice cold, too.
Thank you, Daddy.
Jennifer.
Randy on with Rick Davis and Matt Barr. We're back live at Joe Robbie Stadium. The United States with the ball. Now without it. In the white, it's the Commonwealth of Independent States, which minus the Baltics makes up what used to be the Soviet Union, playing in their first ever match. First of 2 against the U.S. with round 2 next Sunday in Detroit. And we have a free kick coming up for the United States as you're looking at number 11 for the CIS, Sergei Kiryakov.
Randy, both teams are starting to mobilize the forces here on the sidelines. They've got players up warming up for the for the Commonwealth of Independent States. Number 13, Igor Chugainov, is going to be coming in here, I think, first opportunity. And also on the sidelines for the American team is number 9, Roy Lassiter.
So some possible changes coming early here in the second half. There's Lassiter from North Carolina State University. He has never played for the United States internationally before. He's 22 years of age, from Raleigh, North Carolina. One of the 5 players who survived a mini camp here early in the month. Milutinovic bringing in some of the young college players from around the country. Having a look at some of them, free agents of sorts, and Lassiter is one who survived the cut, if you will, to get a chance to suit up here today, and it looks like he may get a chance to come in here. Milutinovic goes ahead with the substitution. Ball out near side now, and the throw-in for the CIS. Down to 34 minutes and a little bit unofficially on the clock here at Joe Robbie in this scoreless tie. Clavijo wins it in the air. It comes back to Michallik. Kinnear with the quick pass to Quinn. Now a nice build-up as it comes to Savage. Bruce sending it to Henderson. He'll have to back up to collect it, but does. Quick pressure, but Henderson trying to put the move on there. Lost possession. Now kind of pushes a soft pass toward the front of the box. Quinn settling it for Acosta. Jorge winding up, and the shot is wide. As Jorge Acosta unloaded with a left footer, and we'll have a goal kick when we come back. Still no score here at Joe Robbie on Sports Channel.
You old smoothie, never treat me rough. So smooth and creamy, never get enough. One little taste, forget about the rest. Mars Milky Way, you're my happiness. You old smoothie, melt my heart away. The original smoothie, Mars Milky Way, make life a little sweeter.
It happens every morning in London, Paris, and Madrid. In Munich, Manchester, Zurich, and Brussels. In Glasgow, Stockholm, Frankfurt, and Milan. As the new day arrives, so do we. American Airlines, with more non-stops to Europe from across the U.S. than any other airline. American Airlines, something special to Europe.
CIS on the attack. At the edge of the box, Kuznetsov trying to turn it for a shot, but that's rejected by the American defense. Action heating up here in the second half of this scoreless tie. Ball out now, I think, off of a Commonwealth player. Check that, it's off Quinn, and it will go as a throw-in for the CIS. This is down at the other end a moment ago with a chance for Jorge Acosta on a shot from the left side, and he just got a little bit too much underneath this and it went out.
Well, Acosta showed there why he was the ASL's all-time leading scorer. He's not afraid to pull the trigger, and he does have a good, hard shot.
Ball down at the other end as we return to the live action. Throw in here as Savage sends it into Brian Quinn. Players for both teams periodically warming up on the sidelines. Milutinovic has made a change, as is Anatoly Bajovich, the CIS coach. Both those coming at the half. Here's Clavijo now for the United States. Back from Quinn. Now to Chris Henderson. Chris out of Everett, Washington, went to Cascade High there and is playing in his 23rd game in a full international for the United States here tonight. What a success story at the age of 20. Crossed by Savage into the box. Acosta close to it, but unable to find it around a maze of CIS defenders. As it comes back to Dimitri Harine in goal for the CIS. He has not been real busy tonight. Neither has Tony Meola, for that matter. There's a look at some of the numbers on Karin. 21 international appearances for him. As we mentioned, most of the lineup for the CIS has not appeared internationally before. In fact, only 2 of the starting 11 had international games of experience coming into this one. Here's an opportunity. A shot saved off the post, and the rebound kicked out as